General Keith Kellogg, former National Security Advisor to former Vice President Mike Pence and the co-chair to the Center for American Security. General Kellogg, thank you for being in focus today. Let's first of all get to that messaging. Why do you think that the White House now is no longer calling it imminent? Are there any facts to get us there? What's changed?
Yeah, thanks, Harris. Well, I think what has changed is they realized what they were saying was wrong, because they really don't know what Putin is actually thinking. Now, I always look at intent, and what I mean by intent is what he's got, how he has his forces postured. It was called order of battle. And if you look what he's got, he has really postured to invade if he wants to. He's ringed Ukraine and Belarus and the northeast, the east and the south as well. So he's got it pretty well surrounded. He can do what he wants to do in a moment's notice right now. He's got the force structure to do it. It all depends on what Putin wants to do. And I think he's playing the waiting game. And I think he's doing it very, very well. He's got us off balance, and he's got the rest of the world off balance, and he knows it.
You know, I wrote down what you said, the order of battle. And I would imagine, I mean, we don't have your acumen and experience. So when you get together with others who see things as clearly as you do, I would imagine that's not hard for you to see, the order of battle. Can the White House not see it?
Look, Harris, they see it. Our intelligence is so very good, both classified and unclassified. We know exactly what he's moving, with the type of units he's moving, and frankly, he's got himself set. If he wants to go, he's going to go. I'll tell you, the leader, the real tell, you'll know. If he hits him with a cyber attack, and then he follows with what we call the VDV, which is Special Operations and Airborne Forces, then he's coming. But I don't think he's ready to go yet, and he's keep playing the diplomatic lane out as far as he can. I don't think anything's going to happen with the Olympics going on. He's going to be an honored guest with President Xi. I think there's going to be at least a 2-week gap. He's going to find out what's going to happen diplomatically, and then he's going to make the hard decision to go or no go. I don't think he's going to try to take all of Ukraine if he does go, but he's going to take a good hunk of it. I think if he wants to go, it'll take the eastern third. That's east of the Dnieper River, which is predominantly the Russian-speaking piece, and it aligns well with linking up that part of Russia all the way down to Crimea. If he wants to go, that's when he'll go. But it's not going to be happening during the Olympics.
Real quickly, how much of a problem is that for the countries that we would then have to join? By the way, we went it alone when we sent those 3,000 troops, right?
Yeah.
Putin puts up 127,000, we send 3, and then we say, yeah, but the people in NATO are still our friends. If they get in trouble, if he goes in to invade, we're still on the hook.
Yeah, but remember, Harris, Ukraine's not a NATO country. There are 30 countries out there that are part of NATO. Their neighbors are, but I don't think Putin will ever attack a NATO ally. He's not that crazy. Look, the number is simply 30 countries against 2, because you had Russia and Belarus as well. And then the sheer number, the sheer volume of troops, that would be absolutely suicide if he does something like that against a NATO ally, because he knows we're going to enforce Article 5, which is an attack on one, attack on all. He's not stupid. He's very strategic how he plays it, and he knows what he's going to do in his own mind, not what we may know he's going to do. But frankly, sending troops into Poland right now or into Romania, it really is not doing anything. It's all it does is messaging. It's very leak. Yeah. It's messaging that doesn't mean very much.
And I would imagine that's why others are not jumping on the bandwagon going, yeah, we'll do the same thing. Yeah. Speaking of, because I want to get to Afghanistan, another area where our NATO allies were really left out in the front yard by this president. He didn't tell them when we were pulling out. Republicans on the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee have released a report, General, and it says that it's clear that the Biden administration failed to execute an orderly withdrawal. There was a lot of bipartisan outrage over the botched exit, and this report, no different. Let's watch.
I am deeply dissatisfied, in fact, downright upset with the laggard efforts in evacuating at-risk Afghan allies from that country. These men and women and their families put their lives on the line to protect our troops and diplomats, and we are failing to rescue them.
When you lose Dick Blumenthal. Press Secretary Jen Psaki had this defense yesterday.
As has been reported, there was a delay or there was a gap where there were not flights. Those have resumed, which is a good sign, which will hopefully enable us to continue to get more people out.
General Kellogg, what is she talking about?
Well, look, let's be very candid about it. Harris, it's a debacle. The entire way we pull out of Afghanistan, they knew that was going to happen early on. They just didn't prepare for it, or they didn't realize what was going to happen, which was foolish, because when in the Trump administration, we all saw what was coming. We knew the Taliban was very, very strong, and if they wanted to take Kabul, they'd eventually take Kabul, which they did. I just think they weren't expecting it because they believed it wouldn't happen. It's almost like whistling past the graveyard. And then we left Americans behind, which we did, but more importantly, we left a lot of people that were friends to us, and we didn't get them the special immigrant visas. We should have gotten them in a timely manner. And to me, it's inexcusable to leave Americans behind. And I said that early on. We should have told the Taliban, we're not leaving until we've got every American accounted for and we've got all the friends out of there. Then you can have Kabul if you want it. They actually gave us that opportunity. They actually came to the administration and said, look, we're not we're ready to come into Kabul if you want it until you say it's ready to come in. And we just ignored it.
Wow, unbelievable. The sacrifices, those 13 Americans and all of those people who helped us, many of them being slaughtered now. The Taliban rolling. General Kellogg, thank you for being in focus. The hits keep on coming for the current president.